Hey guys, I wanted to title this video, The Phrase That Pays. Here's the exact sentence I said to many very, very successful men that have, and one woman, that has provided me millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of mentorship. Hasn't all become millions and millions of dollars in my pocket yet, but the lessons have been invaluable to me. So I'm jumping through a few steps here as far as rapport, adding value, building up to the moment. But the phrase that I've always said and how I've said it when I've got these people to help me out and start a relationship, a mentoring relationship. By the way, don't use this shit on me. Won't work. But I would be talking to one of these let's say a powerful man. Let's say this guy that I'm thinking of specifically, who you probably know who he is. At some point in the conversation about something that he's up to that's very important to him, and we're sharing something, and then there's some stories. It's how conversation goes. There's some friendship there, and I will say, and I have another video about saying overusing the words like, these are distractor phrases, but used in the right way with the right tone, it can grab somebody's attention. And everybody likes to feel like they know, like they're already so smart. Everybody likes to think in some ways that they're smarter than they are. Some people don't realize how smart they are. There's kind of a weird balance there. But I'll say, pause, internal. I've been working on something like this, and I've been working hard, spinning my wheels, and I know that you've mastered this. You're really a master of this. As I'm going throughout my process here, if I have some specific questions for you, would it be okay if I reached out? And they always say, sure. That's it. I'm going through X, I'm dealing with this. As I'm in this process, and it's been like this, if I have some specific questions, would it be okay if I reached out? They always say, sure. And then I'm always polite when I do ask. Sometimes they don't get back to me right away. Patient. Sometimes I'll ask a few times and other ways and build that relationship. There's a lot there, but that's the actual phrase that I said. I can think of 6 people offhand that are still connected in my life, but that's what I said and how I said it that has got people aligned with me. But before that, of course, there was rapport. A lot of other things happened to get me to that point where I could even have a conversation. But I thought about ahead of time, what was my intention? How could I add value? How could I be polite and warm? And also, how could I have them see a part of themselves in me? Where that's, we all like people. The definition of rapport is responsiveness. And people like people who are like who? Like themselves. Your best friends are probably somewhat like you, at least in their values. So their values, I think, what values do we have in common? And they've already built a business. They're successful. And all successful people who are really dominating, the all thing they have in common is their hunger. And they love being around people who are hungry and doing things and coming up because it reminds them. They tap into some energy. They're like, yeah. And so they'll see that in you. They'll see themselves in you, and maybe they'll share a story. You remind me of when this. Or if you're a young man, how I connected with a lot of these men was talking about dates and stories. And they start talking about how they were courting their wife or they were dating, and and they'll see that. They're like, oh, when I was your age and now I was doing this and this and this and this. And it's kind of this fun place to talk about something. And they'll maybe want to part there, like, when I found my wife, when I knew she was the one. People who are successful, they want to help you. They want to share their wisdom, but it's just like people like to buy, they don't like to be sold. Don't sell people on helping you, because it's weird and you're taking their time and all that stuff. But they want to buy. They want to buy into you, but only if they feel like you're valuable. And you're only as valuable as you care, and you're kind, and you're warm, and you're human, not some robot trying to get things out of people for you to gratify your ego that you're connected to this person or you got this money or this thing. It's disingenuine, and they're not going to align with that value. They're not going to see that as valuable. So that is it. That's the phrase that pays. I wanted to make this a shorter video. So that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like this video if you dug it. That's it. I'll talk to you next time.